Okay, ladies and gentlemen, my name is David Cohen, and I'm the foreign correspondent in residence for London, UK. I'm now in Richmond, upon Thames, otherwise known as Richmond, and I'm here doing and interviewing people over the issue of Brexit. We'll get some interviews, and I hope we'll have some interviews, interesting interviews. Sir, would you like to be interviewed? Okay, obviously this is going to be kind of interesting. So, would you like to be interviewed on Cool TV? No, not at all? Okay. So, if there's any interviews, ladies and gentlemen, any interviews? Would you like to be interviewed for Brexit? Give your views on Brexit? Okay. Sir, would you like to give your views on Brexit? The first Swedish TV? Good evening, sir. Would you like to be, good afternoon, would you like to be interviewed over Brexit? Give your views. Okay. Anybody would like to be interviewed for Brexit? Okay. Good afternoon. Would you like to be interviewed over Brexit? Give your views and opinions over Brexit? Anybody got any views and opinions for Brexit? Obviously not. This is rather bizarre. I pitched up camera. Nobody seems to be wanting. Sir, would you like to give your opinion on Brexit? It's for Swedish TV. And you can say anything you want, and it's humorous. We don't care. Your opinions always count for us. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, would you like to be interviewed over Brexit and give your opinion? Anything. We take any opinions. Any opinions on Brexit? This is really interesting. Nobody wants to give their opinion on Brexit. I thought this was one of the hot button issues in England. It's one of the hot button issues. Would you like to give your opinion, madam, on Brexit? Good afternoon, sir. Would you like to give your opinion on Brexit? No? Okay. This is very strange. This is from my producer back there. Really, I'm bemused. I've come out here. This is funny. It's a beautiful day. Would you like your views on Brexit put on camera for Swedish TV? Good afternoon, sir. Would you like to give your views on Brexit for Swedish TV? Oh, come on. Swedish TV network would love to hear a humorous remark on Brexit. Okay. This is very interesting. Good afternoon, sir. Would you like to give your views on Brexit? Sir, would you like to give your views on Brexit? Any remarks? Humour? Jokes? Joviality? This is for cooltv.se in Sweden. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Cool TV in Sweden. Would you like to give your remarks on Brexit? Brexit? Anyone will talk about Brexit? Here are? Me? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, for cooltv.se in Sweden, this is a gentleman I've just plucked off the street who'd like to talk about Brexit, what it means to him. He can say anything he wants. Go ahead, sir. Give us your comments on Brexit.
Brexit is the biggest act of self-harm I think I've ever heard of. There are a lot of people who seem to think that simply because we voted for something we should do it. It's madness. The best we could hope to achieve is what we have now, and that's never going to happen. We have no political leadership. You know, I saw a lovely chart saying, what would you like from life? good weather, success at the football, functioning government. Well, 1 out of 3 isn't bad. We've got the good weather. No, it's terrible. I think, as I say, it's an act of self-harm. If you see someone putting a gun to their head, you have to do your best to try and stop it. Well,
for our audience in Sweden that are kind of bemused about the whole issue of Brexit, because obviously Sweden is entrenched in the Eurozone, can you please explain for our Swedish audience what you really mean by an act of self-harm?
Europe has suffered 50 years of horrible wars at the start of the 20th century. Since the mid-50s, none of the major European powers have been at war with each other. Part of that is due to the EU. This is something that we're going to step away from. We've seen increased prosperity. We've seen the benefits that the EU project has brought. And for reasons of historical ignorance as far as anything else, we're now stepping away from that. It's something that we've chosen to do to ourselves. We know it's going to be terrible for us, but we're doing it anyway. It's madness.
Okay. Have you got anything else to say on the issue of Brexit that might give and lend a bit of humorous brevity to the whole scenario of Brexit for our Swedish audience?
We're really not that dumb.
There you are. That's a good quote for you. Lawrence, there's a good quote for you. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have another person here. If you move a little bit to the left here. We have another person who's willing to give opinions on Brexit. Say whatever you wish.
Well, I think it was a very bad idea in the first place to have such a silly referendum without any knowledge of anything that Europe was about. So yeah, I think it's going to be a bit of a disaster anyway for this country. And I'm very sorry that it has happened, because there are plenty of young people who would like to still be around and have the advantage of Europe and have the advantage of having a continent which is to some degree a little bit more for them. But Brexit means that we are going to be by ourselves, so I hope you don't think that you should be doing that at all. Anyway.
Thank you very much. Have a great evening or great afternoon, and enjoy the weather. Right, would you give your opinion on Brexit, sir?
I'm a long-standing Eurosceptic, and I unhesitatingly voted to leave, and I expect that's what to happen. I do not know why these people who are parading around saying Remain don't have the courage to put up a banner saying ignore the referendum, because that's what they want.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Have you any other opinions?
I want our parliament and our courts to be supreme and not toadies to people in Brussels or Stuttgart or wherever else.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Have a good day.
I have been to Sweden.
Pardon?
I've been to Sweden.
Okay.
I've been all the way up the train, right the way up Sweden.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. We got 3 interviews there. Thank you very much. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got another person here in Richmond upon Thames, and commonly known as Richmond in London, who's just going to let his opinions be made known. Go ahead.
I think Brexit is insanity. It's a mass shooting in the foot, which is very, very shameful. It's a small minority of people who have actually voted to leave, and yet we're saying it's 52%, which it clearly isn't. And it has been egged on and wrapped up by 7 billionaires, bearing in mind a billionaire equals 1,000 millionaires. Most people would say being a millionaire is good enough, but hey, 7 billionaires who own the newspapers, who clearly don't want to be paying tax on their stash, which they would rather keep offshore. The European Union famously wanting to bring taxes in line, and Donald Trump, incidentally, who's going to be in this country, who's famously saying it's clever that he didn't pay taxes, and yet he's now defending the US taxpayer, rather hypocritically, if I may say. And that's the reason that NATO should raise their defence spending to 2%, because it's ripping off US taxpayers who are protecting Europe. These are his words. He's trying to protect the US taxpayer. Well, he could have protected the US taxpayer by paying taxes himself, billionaire.
Okay, thank you very much. Do you have any other insights with regards to the media and its responsibility in correctly covering the issue of Brexit?
I think that the views that I've just expressed should be disseminated a bit more farly and widely, which is difficult to do when the newspapers are owned by the billionaires, against whose interest the European Union had set itself. So yeah, there's quite a few other things that I would say, but they're not specifically about Brexit.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. All the best.
Tell me what you think of Brexit.
Well, I think so far Brexit, I think it's a good choice, but other people might think otherwise. You know, with the past recent immigration been happening, people coming from Europe, and then they can't get the same jobs as other people because of where they're from. So I think that's a negative, but a positive as well. It could help the economy, and they might think the English currency is going down, but it's actually opening up more spaces for people that are actually born in England to have jobs that they actually want, instead of taking it from them from people that come from a different country. So I think Brexit is good. Other people might think it's bad, but what can you do?
Okay, thank you very much. Very clear, very short and sweet, and hard to beat. Thank you very much, sir.
Nice for having me. Thank you.
Thank you. Here is another person who would like to give his opinion on Brexit. Tell us what your take is on Brexit and what it means to you and how it affects you.
How does it affect me? Well, where to start on Brexit? Brexit is the biggest robbery this country is ever about to face. The elites are basically taking us headlong into the biggest nightmare for their own financial gain. The EU was about to bring in regulations to stop them getting away with tax avoidance. All the corporate companies, all the millionaires, all the billionaires, and the elites at the top, especially in the Tory party, do not want us to have tax regulation. All the big boys don't want to pay their tax. That's basically what it's all about. What does it mean for us? All the worst things. Whenever it goes bad here, which it will do in our economy, there's not one of them, not one economist outside of UKIP or the Tory party can promise us that it's going to be a better economy. Every economist in the world knows that this is going to be a disaster, absolute disaster. When it goes bad, they will not be here. Remember these words, they will not be here. They're already looking at their passports abroad. I guarantee you they will not be in this country. When it really goes bad here, it'll be me and you that are left to pick up the mess.
Okay, thank you very much. Have you any other insights on this Brexit issue, or is that your short and sweet and hard to beat remarks?
Short and sweet, hard to beat, absolutely. I mean, what more do you want me to say? This is the biggest robbery we are ever facing. They're already robbing us now. The Tory party is already robbing us. Okay. They're already robbing us. They're taking all our public services to want to sell it. They're taking our NHS to want to sell it. Donald Trump's over, isn't he? What's he looking after? His business interests are money and money alone. He wants to rob this country just as much as they do. NHS, give it all his friends. Anything else he can pick up on an industry, it's going to go straight abroad. What are we going to get back in return from the US? What industry are they going to give us back? What do we want from the US? We don't want anything from the US. All they can give us is, they don't even want to give us support anymore than NATO. They don't even want to back us up military-wise. What's the point of having a relationship with the US if they don't even give us that? That was the whole point, wasn't it?
Okay.
So what else do you want to say about the US? Donald Trump, you can go back home. You're not wanted here. You're not wanted anywhere. You're not even wanted in America, mate. Beat it.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
Bye. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have another interview. Her person wants to have something to say. It doesn't matter. You can say whatever it is. It can be humorous. It can be insulting. It can be serious. Anything you want, sir. So tell me, what are your opinions on Brexit?
I think we should not come out. I think we belong, we are Europeans and we should remain Europeans. And I think those that want to come out should have the courage to put it to another referendum when all the facts are known, because half the country wanted to stay in anyway.
Okay, thank you very much. Once again, just an update about today's programme. Number one, the weather is starting to close in. I've been here for an hour. I've got 5-6 interviews, some short and sweet and hard to beat on Brexit. I think that's a wrap really for the day. Thank you very much.